But at this moment, this is how the courts look at this very moment.
Any rerun, any rerun of election poll should be between Atiku and I, Tinubu tells court. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has now appeared to, it seems he's appearing to agree with the terms of rerunning of the election, knowing fully well that he cannot win. And one thing I love about this is that the Labour Party has really, their brilliant final address has really made Tinubu and his team to agree that 25% is actually needed in Abuja. You see, you can argue as much as you want to argue, say whatever you want to say, do all the things that you want to do. The constitution is always there. The constitution is always there. It is people that compromise the constitution. The constitution does not compromise. This is written, it is there. But because of we have corrupt politicians who are always ready to compromise, to lie against the constitution, or to turn it around in their favor. People tend to say that Nigeria has no constitution. No, Nigeria has a constitution. The constitution is there. It is boldly written. It's just that the court keeps compromising. Now, from the look of things, it seems Bola Ahmed Tinubu is now bowing down to pressure, knowing fully well that he can't win in court. Like, the obese truckload of evidence is too choke for them to even win this election. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appealed to justices of the Presidential Election Petition Court. Presidential Election Petition Court. He has appealed to them in Abuja to exclude the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, LP, Mr. Peter Obi, and his party in the event of any rerun presidential election, claiming that only him and the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, are constitutionally qualified to contest. See, do you know that rerunning of an election is a waste of time, because Tinubu is already the president of Nigeria and he's gathering more wealth. He's gathering more money to bribe as many as, in fact, we heard that he bribed the INEC chairman with billions of naira, right? This time around, he's going to bribe anybody that's going to be sitting there with billions of dollars, because he's already seated there. He has made the money. So we are not begging the court. You don't understand. Nigerians are not begging the courts to please favor us or favor Labour Party. No. We are telling them to do the right thing. That's just the plain truth. We are telling them to do the right thing, which is making sure that the right man is elected, is put into power. So I don't know why it sounds as if people are begging. We saw the overvoting that already appeared from the final address of the brilliant Labour Party team. The overvoting. The numbers of those who registered for vote, the numbers of those who registered for vote for their voters card, or who collected their voters card, is lesser than the number of votes we had during the election. Okay, let me turn it like this. The number of voters is bigger than the number of those who collected their voters card. And you tell me, in one way or the other, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu won this election? Oh, it's funny. It's very, very funny. So if Tinubu is coming out to tell people that he and Atiku, of course, is the only one qualified for the presidential election according to the constitution, he has lied. This is a very big lie from the pit of hell. We saw the James Iboris forfeiture of $130 million. $130 million. We saw it. So you are telling us that it is not Ibori that forfeited it, that it is his account that they are attacking. You see, I find it very difficult to keep explaining myself and explaining the situation of this country, and I don't know if truly if it's a jazz that is hovering around the territories of Nigeria, capturing some people. Tinubu argued that if the justices void the February 25th, 2023 presidential election, Obi and his party will not be qualified to contest. But Obi urged the 5-member panel of the Presidential Election court not to subvert the will of the people as expressed in the February 25 presidential election, stressing that they should sack Tinubu without further delay. Is of course that is a beautiful thing that, you know, everyone is getting to see one of the most remarkable thing that we have been seeing lately. And of course it is a thing of joy that at the end of the day, gradually Tinubu is now, you know, looking at that phase where he ought to submit to the will of the people. If you want to bribe, you are going to get ready to bribe everybody. That's what Tinubu does not understand. You definitely get ready to bribe everybody if you want to bribe. So, from the look of things, it is now obvious that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win the election, for their final address to now be asking the court to remove Labour Party. No, it is not Peter Obi they will remove. He will finally leave there. And that's one thing that is certain. Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win the election, and he will eventually live there in shame. Let's take a look at some kind of facts that should be noted during the course of this very, mission. Nigeria is plunging into a point where if the right thing is not done now that there is still time, I think much failure will be recorded in the coming future. And that is why I am urging as many as possible to join hands to do the needful now that there is still time. The question has been thrown, a very brilliant question has been thrown. So why did we have an election? All the suffering people endured to register for and obtain their PVCs, all the queuing under the rain and sun to vote, all the grievous bodily harm, threat, intimidation, ballot box snatching, loss of lives and properties during the election. Mamu shouldn't have allowed people to go through all that. He should have simply announced that criminal as president. Buhari should have just woken up one morning and handed over. You see, that's exactly what they did to Nigerians. They woke up in the morning and they decided to hand over Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the next president. So it is now a thing of my turn, and once it's not given to me, there will be chaos. That's just the point. Tomorrow somebody can wake up after Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ruled for 8 years. Another person will wake up and say it is a storm, and he will gather boys that will fight in the streets, that will cause problem in the street. And of course it continues like this. Remember, Tinubu have started it. Remember, Buhari started this rigging of election. So many people were clapping for Buhari that time. Now Tinubu have started another type, which is my turn. Anything we start for Nigeria, no they finish. For those of you that are clapping for these people, anything that started in Nigeria, no they finish. Thanks for supporting the Future News. Peace.